Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. You see here my my new PWK 24 carburetor that I've got on here. Motorcycle race use only. Bought one of the cheap Mikuni. It's this kind. I like stickers, so I stuck that on there to put on the Phantom 85, which I wanted to give you guys an update on. I haven't said anything about it. I had to sacrifice the YD100 bottom end for this top end. They finally sent me the top end that was bad. They replaced it during warranty for bicycleengines.com, and so it's been raining here for 3 days. I had maybe like a 20-minute window and so you can see I've got a cobbled up manifold here so far. This is just preliminary, just enough to tune the carburetor. A little cobbled up bracket back here that I've got in, but it works. So this it's crazy. I had to actually take the crank out. The YD100 bottom end that I had that came on it, since the top end was destroyed on that one, the other one was fine, but it was just so unbalanced. Remember, it was unusable. So what I did was I took the YD100 that I had that I was breaking in, saved the jug. I still got the jug. It's over here on my shelf, and there's my part shelf. We're stuck inside today, guys. It's just pouring down rain. It's miserable outside. Anyway, so used the bottom end. I had it running maybe 4 miles, and it just blew apart the bottom end of that. So I don't know if it was due to compression or just bad bearings on the crank, but I mean, it just completely annihilated that YD100 bottom end. So I had the two halves. I already split that case and had that crank pulled out from the original Phantom 85. And what I did was after watching some very, very educational DLH videos on balancing the crank, I went ahead and attempted it myself and did a fantastic job. My first time ever. Get this thing up to about 9,000 now without it shaking everything apart. This bottom end is holding up pretty good. There's no rattles in it. There's no there's a little bit of tink at the top, but I think that's the bearing. It'll wear in. As you see here, I had to do that because the studs that are on here, these are 100 mil M8 bolts, and I still had to put spacers in there. So I measured down, I mic'd down and measured it. It's exactly 97 to the inside of the thread down there. You know, without busting through the case. You know, just to be safe, I've got 3 base gaskets on it. I had to deck the bottom end to match the head because one side was raised up and one side wasn't. Used some RTV, which I never do, but I did on this one. I used a paintbrush, let it tack up for about 5 or 10 minutes. Made it both surfaces. Put all the bolts in finger tight, and then after I let them dry for about an hour, let them cure for about an hour. Then I went ahead and cranked them down, and it's leak free. I've got the G2 sealed really well. That's black gasket maker inside there on top of the gaskets as well. I've got heater hose there for the manifold, couple clamps, and that right there is a sprinkler coupler. It's a 1-inch sprinkler coupler that's used for this. This is actually a nibby manifold connector that I purchased off of Amazon for the carburetor. So once I got all that worked out, I was having issues with the pilot. So right now I'm running a 38 pilot and a 115 or a 120 main. But I've got the you see on the top right here, the screw, you can actually turn the boost port off. You don't have to cap it on, like with some of the Mikunis. You don't have to cap these. You can leave that, and that closes that circuit off. So I've got that shut off. There's your, very, very important on these, there's your air to fuel mixture. A lot of people are telling you to turn them out a turn and a half. I found with mine, it only took a half a turn. So it probably just depends on the bike and the motor, and each application is different. Because some guys are running these on Minarellis, and it may take the whole 1.5 turns out, and it may need more air. But it was running really good. I hate it because it's raining here, and it's going to be raining for until Friday, and today is Wednesday, so I'm cooped up in the house. I'm trying to keep the bike dry, as dry as possible. And as you see, I've got everything cobbled up here. My work bench is just, everything's a mess. Got my new seat switched out. My other one, the one that had the light in it, it broke when I hit that hole. I took the bike mudding, and when I had the ported out 440 on it, and hit a mud hole and busted the springs inside the seat, and it actually cracked the light on the back of the seat. So I couldn't bend it back, and it was trash, so out it went. Of course I saved the hardware and stuff off of it, but yeah, we're ready to roll to town. She opens full throttle. I'll show you there, all the way up. I wish I could run it, but I'm in the house, and my house is very small. I'd choke out on carbon monoxide poison. But get some sunshine or some clear days, or at least if the rain will stop, maybe this afternoon we'll take her out and see if I can get more than 4 miles out of her at one time. I did manage to get up the hill this morning. The rain held off long enough for me to try the power band out my mid-range, because I had to adjust my needle this morning. It was for some way all the way on the lean position, and it came that way. So usually they come in the middle. So what I did was I put it in the middle. It made the world of difference. I mean, I pulled that hill, and it kept accelerating up the hill. I love the low end torque of this motor. Don't really care if it'll do 70, 60, right. I'm shooting for about 45 with a lot of torque, man. That's just all I want for my good cruising bike. This is my go to town rig, and as you see there's my my hitch for my trailer. I go to town and make doctor's appointments with this, and I've got a idler, and then I've got a tensioner as well. That system seems to work pretty good on all my bikes. I've started running the dual system like that. This one has no tension on it at all. It's just an idler, and it keeps the chain straight. That is the mag rim if you can see down in there, those studs. And yes, if you have those, check those multiple times. They some of them will back out, even if you have thread lock on them. Some of them will back out on you. If you have the little disc that you know, goes over your hub, so you can space it out for a 203 disc brake, you know, they'll loosen up on you. So be mindful of that. And but anyways, we'll try and get out. And see, I've got my little plug here. Remember, I told you I'd fix that hole. So I got my plug here to where I can just open her up and stick my drill in there and start her if I need to. And then put it right back in. And all that's hand dremeled. I drew a little circle on it with the pill bottle cap, I think it was, or the pill bottle or something like that. A little off center, but it doesn't really matter. The drill bit fits in there. And plus this grommet, I had these laying around from a job a long time ago. They fit in there perfect. It keeps the dirt out. So, all right, guys. So yeah, we have Phantom 85 again. Finally, got narrow clearance right here on this tire and that exhaust. G2 reed seems to be doing fine. So far, like I said, I've only gotten 2 4-mile rides out of it, and it's died on me twice. First time was the top end, and the second time was the bottom end. So I built this bottom end myself. And then they sent me all brand new stuff for the top. So I'm running right now. I'm running like 12-to-1 is what they're recommending. This is what they told me on the phone was 12-to-1 ratio. But it's really closer to more like 16-to-1. Just all that measuring, that micro measuring, I'm just not gonna do. 16-to-1. It's smoking. It's not fouling out my plug. It's lubricating pretty good. Everything seems to be doing just fine. I'm really impressed with these carburetors, though. I really am. They gave me a free one on top of this one because this one didn't arrive in time, and so I called Amazon and I said, hey, it's telling me that it's in Lowell, Massachusetts. I'm in Lowell, Arkansas, so what's up? So they overnighted me another one, and then the next morning I had the other one show up. So I called them and I said, hey, do you want me to go ahead and, you know, RTS this? And they're like, no, you can go ahead and keep that. We just did a full replacement for you. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So I got this one and another one. I'll throw this one on the Silver Slant 4040 I got outside. The other one's over here in the box. Never mind the trash can. See, I got a whole another one sitting right here, guys. And these are really good carburetors. For them to be only $34, you know, if you can buy a Mikuni, you know, the Japanese original one for 100 and how many ever dollars insanely they are, go right ahead. You know, those are definitely good. They've always been proven to be good carburetors. But I simply can't afford that. I'm on a budget, man. I had to save for 2 months just to get this motor, and then when it did what it did, after only 4 miles into the trip, I was not happy. So, but they're trying to fix it, and I didn't even call and bother them for another bottom end. I just went ahead and took that crank and balanced it and threw this bottom end together, put all new bearings and seals in it, and put them in installed them myself. Put a stiffer clutch spring in it. And another thing I did too, I took my clutch plate out. If you notice, these are flat and shiny. So what I did was, if you see the little micro holes there, I took a 3/16 drill bit and I put 115 holes in the other one, and it allows it to grab a little bit better, and it also allows it to cool down a little bit better. It doesn't warp, because if you see these, they actually they kind of warp up. If you see that, if you can see that little bit of warpage. If you threw a straight edge on there, you could see it's warped. So you don't get very much contact on those. The other one is doing just fine. You just have to readjust your cable. Or at least, you know, I did. I had to readjust my cable and allow them to bed in. But once they did, man, it grabs really good. I'd really like to get a hold of myself an SAF super clutch and put in here. I'm trying to talk to through Facebook. I've emailed him, Darcy at DLH. I'd like to have that guy build me a Minarelli, man. You know, he's a really good builder, and you know, I wouldn't mind building it myself, but just because I'm a huge fan of his, I would really like to have one that he's built personally. So I'm trying to hit him up for that, and you know, if anybody knows or if you're watching, man, I'd really appreciate it if you you know, I'd be honored if you'd take the time to throw one of those together for me. Just like on the video that you had all the way through how to build Minarelli, you know, from start to end on that video. Everything that you did to that one, that's all on, you know, the SAF super clutch, and you know, the I think it was a Smolik head, I believe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But or no, that was a Fred head he put on there. It was a Fred head. I've got some of those. So yeah, if you're watching, I'd love to have one. But that's it on this, guys. Just gonna keep it real short. We've got the this Phantom 85 is in better hands, because it's, for some reason, it's hanging in there a little bit better. I don't have any idea what happened to the other one. There was maybe one of the needles came loose out of the bottom end and went up in the top and destroyed it, because both rings were fine. The piston I've still got it, you know, it just had some scoring on it. And I've still got the cylinder, as a matter of fact. Here's the old cylinder, where you can see, and it's all on the exhaust side. It's all on the exhaust side. So that's your intake right there. That's all nice. Then when you get up to the exhaust, you see all the scarring and pitting right there. And then there's a big gouge right there. See it? It goes all the way up. So, yeah, after 4 miles that happened. So you got me. I don't know. I know I put it together right. I always triple check my work. You know, I could have had a bad day and just done something wrong. I don't know, but I extremely doubt it, because when I pulled it off, everything was right. So, because I checked it when I pulled it off. I'm like, because I kept thinking, well, did I put the piston on backwards? You know, and no, I didn't. So, I'd love to fire this up and have it running, but I mean, guys, it is pouring down cats and dogs, and I have to get I have a 23-inch door on my house. So, you know, right now I'm in a camper waiting on my house and stuff to get built. So, yeah, I'm limited on space. I'm cramped in here with 2 cats and a wife, so we're just trying to make do right now until our house gets finished. And you know, getting this up and down. This Nelluso is getting heavier and heavier every day. It seems like. But it's a really good solid frame. I love the way this feels on when you got that torque pulling a hill or something like that. You can really feel the rigidity in this frame. It's a solid frame, and I suspect it's because the seat stay goes all the way, wraps all the way around down to the chain stay. And you know, then of course you've got your top bar in there that goes to the seat stay, and then down. She's dirty. I need to give her a bath. There's no point while it's raining. This weekend is supposed to be really nice. I'm gonna take and wash it and detail it, and be doing a lot of riding. If I can get the motor to cooperate, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna get some ride footage and some data on this. Sorry about the YD100, guys. I've got a 4040 out there we're breaking in right now. I just had to build. I've got enough parts to build 4 of those, I'm sure. Well, 3 for sure. I've got 3 cylinders, and 2 of them have windowed pistons for. So I mean, we can throw reeds on them, and I do have another one of these VM20. Oh, it's not a VM, it's a PWK 24. I've got another one of these sitting identical, so we can definitely. I like that carburetor though. You know, people can talk junk about them if they want to. That's fine, but until you actually have one, I think they're stand up, because I just worked on a Mikuni that was actually on it was on a Kodiak. It was on a 94 Kodiak, and it had a Mikuni carburetor on it, and it didn't run as good as this one did. Matter of fact, I had to take my jets that I have and go and help a guy out and get it running for him, because he you know, he didn't have the first clue about what anything carbureted related. You know, he just knows how to put air in tires and gas in tanks and go. So he had his 4-wheeler broke down for about, I think he said 4 years. It's been parked there. So I've been wondering why he was hadn't riding it. And he says, I've just got carburetor problems, and I didn't want to bother you. So I'm like, it's no problem, you know. I don't mind helping at all. I'd like to see everybody get out and ride, man. It's a good day for it. This was last week. And so I brought my tools and my jets over there, and we got his 4-wheeler running. And I actually brought that other carburetor, that other fake Kuni, because I was going to put it on there for him, you know, if I couldn't get his other one running, because I know it runs. And it's actually jetted exactly identical to this one. In case something happens to this one, it's just a swap. I'm doing a hot swap on it. And so other than that, guys, that's it for the day. Just gonna sit here and melt away, I reckon. You all have to stay safe, and I appreciate all the help and support you guys have been, and want everybody to stay safe this holiday weekend, and ride hard, and just be safe out there, you guys. Later. Peace.